reaction there out of Jake Paul, but he gets caught with his hands down and his chin served on a platter.
Would it be crazy if all of the fighters who fight Jake Paul end up befalling some sort of terrible tragedy shortly before or after the fight? Let's run it down. Wouldn't it be crazy if Mike Tyson almost died before the fight? He had 8 blood transfusions, lost half his blood from a bleeding ulcer in the hospital for weeks. Obviously today, it'd be crazy if Anthony Joshua was involved in a fatal car crash where 2 of his friends are now dead.
Boxer Anthony Joshua gets into a car accident, 2 people die right after Jake Paul said he didn't follow the script. I'm kind of lost. What script? Was it just boxing or was there something else going on?
What if stepping into the ring with Jake Paul wasn't just a fight, but a life sentence? What if every opponent who squares off against the so-called problem child ends up haunted physically, emotionally, or even spiritually by something far darker than just a loss? The latest shocking development in this twisted saga is sending chills through the sports world because Anthony Joshua, yes, the Anthony Joshua, just survived a devastating car crash in Nigeria barely. 2 of his close friends are dead, their bodies lying lifeless on the roadside, and the timing couldn't be more disturbing. Just days after dismantling Jake Paul in front of 33 million live viewers, Anthony's victory celebration turned into a nightmare. And when you look at what's happened to nearly every single one of Jake's former opponents, Mike Tyson, Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, Tommy Fury, and more, the pattern is almost too precise to ignore. So now, people are asking, is there a curse on Jake Paul's opponents? Is something sinister lurking behind the scenes of this influencer-turned-fighter's career? Before we dive into the eerie timeline and the chilling coincidences that have fans whispering about hexes and rituals, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell, because once you hear this theory, you're going to want to watch every frame.
Reaction there out of Jake Paul, but he gets caught with his hands down and his chin served on a platter for that right hand right there. And look at Jake Paul's face. He knew it right away. He said, woo!
Hey guys, I'm okay. Just pray for me, all right?
Let's rewind the clock to just days before the fight. Anthony Joshua had Jake Paul on the ropes, literally and metaphorically. The December 19th match was a complete dismantling. Joshua wasn't playing around. His right hook, devastating. Jake was caught off guard, hands down, chin up, face full of panic. The internet erupted with memes of Jake's expression. He knew he was outclassed. But just as quickly as the celebrations began, tragedy struck. On December 29th, just 10 days after the fight, Anthony Joshua was involved in a horrific car accident on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Reports say it happened at around 11 a.m. in Ogun State, Nigeria. The luxury vehicle Joshua was in veered off course, and 2 of his closest friends, Sinagami and Latif Adel, were killed on impact. Locals rushed to the scene. Videos surfaced online of the crash site, Joshua bruised but alive, surrounded by chaos, as bodies lay still in the road. Hours before that fatal moment, the same 3 men were laughing, celebrating, posting to Instagram stories vibrant, alive, and then, just like that, silence. The streets of Nigeria will never forget what happened that day. But here's the eerie part. Fans quickly noticed that this wasn't just a tragic accident. It was yet another entry in a pattern of disaster that has followed every fighter who's dared to square off against Jake Paul.
I'll show you the streets of Nigeria. Olosina.
Let's start with Nate Robinson. Back in November 2020, Jake Paul knocked Nate out cold in the second round. The image of Robinson face down on the canvas became a viral humiliation. Nate had been a respected NBA player, athletic, confident, beloved, but after that fight, everything changed. Publicly mocked, professionally diminished, Nate vanished from the spotlight. Then, the truth emerged. He was quietly battling kidney disease. His health declined rapidly. Multiple surgeries, hospitalizations, emotional breakdowns. One interview showed him crying, thanking his brother for helping him survive. It was heartbreaking, and all of it came after his encounter with Jake Paul. Then there's Ben Askren, former MMA fighter. Jake faced him in April 2021 and beat him with a first-round TKO, but what followed was beyond sports. In early 2023, Ben developed a severe skull infection. He was rushed to the hospital with pneumonia and placed into a medically induced coma. For 45 days, he clung to life. His heart stopped multiple times. He lost over 50 pounds, barely recognizable. Doctors had to perform a double lung transplant to save him.
He's singing the hymns. He's trying to get
Some people don't get to meet their guardian angels. I got a brother of mine. Mine's my brother, man. And he helped me out a lot, big time, man. I was struggling, and he came through in a clutch.
I got to meet Nate the day after surgery. Neither one of us were able to leave our beds until that point. I was able to walk in that room, and I think I told Nate we did it, and that's really how I felt. It was a culmination of so much. And it felt like a long time for me, but it was about 9 months of waiting for this moment, just getting to that point where we knew that there'd been great success in this.
The once strong athlete now needed help to breathe, and it all unraveled after stepping into that ring with Jake. But Jake didn't stop there. Tyron Woodley fought Jake twice, August and December 2021, a former UFC champion. Respected, wealthy. After their fights, Woodley revealed a disturbing truth. He was bankrupt, blowing through millions. Jewelry, cars, VIP tables. "Nobody taught me finance," he said in an emotional interview. He'd bought 7 cars, 2 houses, covered tabs for 15 people every night, and now it was gone. The championship glow faded. He was left in the shadows, alone, broke, and regretting every decision that followed the Jake Paul match. Tommy Fury came next in February 2023. This one hit differently. Tommy actually beat Jake. It was Jake's first professional loss, but still, the curse came. Tommy reportedly broke up with his wife shortly after. His career momentum stalled. Fans mocked his post-boxing life. One clip even showed him running marathons alongside middle-aged women, far from the spotlight he once basked in. The aura of the undefeated fighter dimmed, and even in victory, the Jake Paul curse didn't spare him. Next came Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who stepped into the ring with Jake in June 2025, a legacy boxer, pride of Mexico.
It'd be crazy if all of the fighters who fight Jake Paul end up befalling some sort of terrible tragedy shortly before or after the fight. Let's run it down. Wouldn't it be crazy if Mike Tyson almost died before the fight? He had 8 blood transfusions, lost half his blood from a bleeding ulcer in the hospital for weeks. Obviously today, it'd be crazy if Anthony Joshua was involved in a fatal car crash where 2 of his friends are now dead. Wouldn't it be crazy if Nate Robinson went completely silent after Jake Paul's fight? No one has really seen or heard from Nate since. He hasn't been on socials or nothing. Wouldn't it be crazy if Ben Askren had lung failure and nearly died? Wouldn't it be crazy if Tyler Woodley declared bankruptcy? Wouldn't it be crazy if Tommy Fury had his life wrecked, marriage ended, career tanked, and now he's running marathons against middle-aged women? Sorry, I didn't even realize that. Wouldn't it be crazy if Ryan Burland quit boxing entirely and became a plumber? And lastly, wouldn't it be crazy if Chavez Jr. was deported after his fight with Jake Paul? I got nothing to lose. I'll fight you, Jake. Anytime, buddy. And wouldn't it be crazy if none of that really seemed that crazy at this point?
But after the fight, disgrace. He was arrested by ICE just weeks later on allegations of cartel ties and prior warrants. In August 2025, he was officially deported, once a legend, now exiled. And social media had one person to blame, Jake Paul. Then you've got Ryan Borland. You might not know him, but his fall is just as suspicious. After fighting Jake, Ryan vanished from the sport altogether. Rumors say he quit boxing entirely and became a plumber. From potential stardom to unclogging drains, how does that even happen? And then, let's go back to Mike Tyson, the fight that nearly didn't happen. Just weeks before his scheduled match with Jake, Tyson suffered a massive health crisis, hospitalized for a bleeding ulcer. 8 blood transfusions? Reports say he lost half his blood. Fans feared he wouldn't survive survive. The fight was postponed indefinitely, and while he made a recovery, the damage was done. The aura of the indestructible Iron Mike was shattered, and somehow, Jake Paul was always in the middle of these nightmares. Now, back to Anthony Joshua, the man who finally shut Jake Paul down in the ring. Just 10 days after the biggest win of his boxing life, he's involved in a car crash that leaves 2 of his brothers in arms dead. The footage is brutal, the timing bone-chilling, and the internet didn't miss a beat. Within hours, the conspiracy theories were flying. One tweet summed it all up. Not a big conspiracy guy, but after this car accident with Anthony Joshua this morning, there might be a curse on anyone who fights Jake Paul. Nate Robinson, never heard from again. Ben Askren, lung failure. Tyron Woodley, bankruptcy. Tommy Fury, breakup. Ryan Borland, plumber. Chavez Jr., deported. AJ, deadly car crash. Of course, Jake tried to control the narrative. He tweeted out a message of sympathy. Life is much more important than boxing. I'm praying for the lives lost, AJ, and anyone impacted by today's unfortunate accident. Rip Sinagami and Kevin Latif Adel. My thoughts and prayers are with their families and AJ. But fans weren't buying it. The comments flooded in. Another fighter, another tragedy. He needs to stop fighting people. The curse is real. And while nobody's directly blaming Jake Paul for these events, no one's saying he orchestrated them. The fact that all of his opponents end up wrecked in some way has created a narrative too strong to ignore. Is it all coincidence? Maybe. But when coincidences start stacking like dominoes, people start whispering. They say success in Hollywood and sports often comes at a price. They talk about sacrifices, about deals, about energy exchanges. What if Jake Paul isn't just winning in the ring? What if he's collecting? It's a chilling thought, but one that keeps resurfacing with every tragedy. The Anthony Joshua incident may have been the final straw. This wasn't just a loss, this was death. Real people gone. And if you believe in patterns, if you believe in energy, in karma, in curses, then this isn't something to laugh off. Because right now, every person who's laced up gloves and faced Jake Paul has something in common. None of them walked away unscathed. So, what do you think? Is Jake Paul just cursed? Or is there something deeper going on here? Are we looking at a string of freak coincidences? Or the aftermath of something darker? Let me know your thoughts down below. And while you're here, don't miss our deep dive on Jake Paul's involvement with the Mike Tyson postponement and the shady behind-the-scenes tactics. That video's right here on the channel, and trust me, it gets even weirder.